So, bronies and Camdogs, what's up? This is the Sabo Standard Podcast with your boy, $Abo and Camdog. And by the way, Camdog, every time you talk about, like, you point or you do this or you do this or you talk about my name on the clips on TikTok, which I guess you don't watch, they don't say our names. So it's just there for your viewing pleasure. So you say, like, I don't have a nickname, and nobody even sees it and knows it. And so that is embarrassing on your end. So any thoughts about your embarrassment?
I'd like to thank the Academy, first and foremost. But also I'd like to thank my Uncle Frank, who's a dirty gigolo. But that's it. Go ahead.
He loves ICP, doesn't he?
He does. He drinks Fanta. It's like...
Fago.
Fanta, yeah. Fago. I don't know. It shows you how much I know.
They're all about the Fago. You look like you'd be a member of ICP. Or you rock with the ICP.
I run with weird hair and a hatchet.
Yeah, I bet you do.
It's so funny. Like, kids who are like, oh, man, I'm an ICP fan. I'm like, those guys are like 60 years old. You know that? Like, what was her name? Be Real. No, not Be Real. That's Cypress. Oh, I can't remember her name. But they're so goofy. It's like they're 60 years old and they're still like clown face crap. And it's like, I don't know. And then while you're at it, get off my lawn.
I'm in my own house, actually. Did you have a good Christmas?
Yeah, man, it was good. I got some good stuff. It was fun. Always spending time with family. We actually went to my. It sounds weird, but my stepmom's, and we had Christmas there, and it was really good. Then my while we were there, my dad's like, he's getting his knee replaced, and he's like, I'm doing all these stretches and stuff, and I hurt my back. My back is broken. It's spinal. And
what type of injury? Spinal.
My back is broken. What kind of spinal? Spinal. So I ended up having to take him to the urgent care, and it was weird. That's okay. You do things for family, right?
Yes, you do things for family. Did your daughter get you a toupee or anything?
No, she didn't. Did Grayson get you a mask to cover your face?
Actually, he did. Yeah.
Good.
He did.
Then you could join ICP.
Yeah. Oh, that's the plan. He got me a bunch of Fago too. He knew that I wanted the Fago. So. Hey, the TikTok. So we were suspended on TikTok the early half of last week, which is real annoying because like I feel like that we had like the best content worth of TikTok clips because that's what it's all about. Nobody actually listens to podcasts; they just watch TikTok clips. We had the best content TikTok clips available, and we were banned for the first half of the week. They said we were impersonating somebody. I don't know. And so when everything finally did get,
I bet it's because it's Regis Philbin. I was Regis.
No, but like they think the account was I don't know. Parodying somebody.
That kind of.
Yeah. And so we finally got posted the second half of the week, got some stuff up there, and so the content was good. The Miami fans, like I said, they were in the comments. They're like, bunch of losers, you're not allowed in the 305, or these guys are a bunch of clowns, and this and that. You really got to get on TikTok so you can go look at the comments, because they are funny.
They're just mad because we know how to spell.
Yeah. And people were like, the one that got posted today is me talking about Sam Darnold, the night vision goggles, and everybody is like, what in the heck are you talking about? And going back to it, I didn't make a lot of sense. All I know is that Sam Darnold and those goggles, guess what? They got the W today.
Exactly.
Yeah, they did. They got the W
today. They did, man. And he only threw for like I think maybe $150 or something like that, and he had one touchdown, one interception. He didn't even do anything, but all he did was just enough. He's a game manager. Yep. What's in the weeds? And that's the thing. It's always doing.
He's got a game next week that he has a chance, just like last year, week 18, to get the number 1 seed and
get a bye.
Yep.
I can't believe that's actually happening. It's going to catch up with them in the playoffs, but
probably.
Yeah, average quarterbacks can't get it done.
You almost need him in the regular season and then go get like Mahomes for the playoffs. Like have 2 quarterbacks on your roster. Sam Darnold for the regular season, he'll get you your 12, 13 wins, and then have somebody else for the playoffs.
Tom Brady's going to come out of retirement.
For the Seahawks? Perfect.
You know,
Yeah.
Tom Brady looks. I know you're not a SpongeBob fan necessarily, right?
I mean, I'm the demographic that grew up with SpongeBob.
Okay. Do you know the SpongeBob episode where like he keeps getting hit in the face and he gets more and more handsome?
Yeah, the
Handsome. That's
handsome
what Tom
Squidward.
Brady is. Tom Brady is the handsome Squidward, and it's just like I don't know how he does it, but I think he's a robot, but he's like the handsome Squidward, and
Yeah.
someone just needs to hit him with a shoe or something and see if he gets more handsome.
You kind of remind me if Tom Brady got ran over by a truck and they went over and over again. That you are what Tom Brady would look like if that happened.
Boy,
And all his hair went from here to
doesn't he look
right
good?
here.
Doesn't he look good though?
Yeah. Hey, so on this episode, are you ready to get into things?
Yeah, I was
Okay.
ready like 5 minutes and 45 seconds ago.
Yeah.
But we're back on TikTok though, right?
Yeah.
Are the Oklahoma people mad?
No. I posted that one. They're like, was a good game by you guys. And I'm like, well, one, I don't play for Bama. Two, I'm not a Bama fan. Three, the Oklahoma fans that were talking crap are real silent now still. So,
The bird stopped chirping, boy.
Yep, they were real
Yep,
quiet.
yeah.
Shh.
Yeah.
Oklahoma
Now the Miami
Sooners.
Now the Miami people are like, "Where's the meth?"
You ain't allowed in the 305, Buster. I better not see you down here.
I'm gonna do some meth and tack on alligator.
Michael Irvin will get you. Michael
Sorry.
Irvin, Michael's gonna get you.
It's like the longest yard. Here
Jimmy
comes Burt
Johnson.
Reynolds.
I got Jimmy Johnson hanging out in my backyard right now. He'll whoop your.
Larry Coker. I'm a fan of Coke.
I bet you are. Not you. The Miami people.
Right.
Okay, let's break down these games. We're not going to go in order. We're just going to go in the order of most interesting to least interesting. So the least interesting of them all, I think we could agree, is Ole Miss Georgia because we expect Georgia to win that game pretty good. They are 6.5-point favorites. You know, obviously Lane Kiffin will not be there on the sidelines. They will have instead Mr. Mullet, the Mullet guy that took over.
Mullet
whatever
man.
whatever his name is at this point. Georgia, like I said, 6.5-point favorites. I like Ole Miss's offense. I like Trinidad Chambliss a lot. He's got 3,300 passing yards on the season. Lacey, the running back, is really has been solid. I think their offense will be able to put up points still. I just don't know their defense is going to be good enough to stop Georgia. They didn't do it the first time, and right now, Georgia's offense feels very fast. Like it just feels like everything that they do, they are at max speed right now with all their guys. Gunnar Stockton, I don't think is great. Like I almost think Carson Beck Carson Beck 2 years ago is the better Georgia quarterback of what a Georgia national championship type of quarterback. But he's done enough. He's a game manager, and he's got dudes like Zachariah Branch who just as soon as you give him the ball, he is just guns blazing down the field and can make big plays at any moment.
I don't think sexual preference has anything to do with anything. You said he's a gay manager?
Yes, that is what I said. A game
That
manager.
has nothing has to do with that. That's ridiculous. But Chambliss, I've watched 3 or 4 Ole Miss games this season. He does not make very many mistakes. Mm-hmm. He's very efficient. However, Georgia's defense, their line, I think, and their backers, they're going to do a lot of different schematics that will blitz, and they'll force them to make decisions. Mm-hmm. I think there's going to be a big difference in the trenches, and it's eventually going to lead to a Georgia win. You said spread 6?
6.5 at this point, yeah.
And it depends on who's throwing the spread out there. But yeah, I would not be surprised if Georgia covers that and wins by 10.
Yeah, and I think, honestly, I think it's going to get a little bit uglier than that. I don't think Chambliss is going to turn the ball over, but like you said, I think that the trenches are going to be controlled by Georgia's D-line. And it just feels like Georgia's defense also was what it was their championship years. Like, it is just,
correct.
It's an explosive defense. Like I said, the speed is there on all ends. And the very first time Ole Miss, it felt like a lot of Ole Miss points came off the big plays.
Right.
And the big plays were set up by Lane Kiffin's offense. And without Lane Kiffin being the guy calling it anymore, I don't know those big plays are going to be, one, as explosive, and two, as often. And because of that, I don't think Ole Miss is going to be able to get momentum to the point where they can stay up with Georgia's speed. I don't think Georgia puts up a whole lot of points because I don't think Ole Miss does either. I think there can kind of be a little bit back and forth. The first game was 43 to 34 or something like that.
Yeah,
I literally just had it up.
I could see it being a 30-20 game or 23-13 kind of thing.
See, I think it's going to end up being 35-21, 43-35. Ole Miss had a chance to tie it at the end, and Georgia didn't allow them to. I just think Georgia's going to pull away kind of at the end. It's going to look a little bit more than what it was. It might even get to 42-21. But I think the whole time it's just going to be that 2-touchdown game that Ole Miss will never be able to get back into it. So I think 45 or 42-21. I'm definitely taking Ole Miss or Georgia to cover. This is the one I'd be shocked the most if the upset happened.
Yeah, but at the same time, I wouldn't be surprised if somehow Ole Miss, because they have the athletes, and if Chambliss has a great game, man, I mean, it could happen, but I don't see that happen. I think eventually reality will set in. So what's next?
I think we agree that the next most interesting game is Oregon Texas Tech.
Yeah.
That one is. The iPads are a little slow. Oregon is a -2.5 favorite. This one is Miami, Florida. This is the Orange Bowl. So both teams are traveling pretty far to get over there. Dante Moore, 3,046 yards this season. Their offense again.
UCLA.
Their offense is very spread out. Very wide open altogether. There's not a single play that they kind of lean on. And then, Texas Tech is really known for their defense this year. Jacob Rodriguez, he finished top 10 in the Heisman voting, right above Jeremiah Smith or right under Jeremiah Smith. Just absolute dog. And then, their defensive line, you got David Bailey, you got Romello Height, two guys that are top 5 in the conference in sacks with 13.5 and 9. Bryce Pollock had 5 interceptions this year, and then Rodriguez with his 4 and his 117 tackles. Their defense is absolutely legit, and if
correct,
any defense can kind of stunt a Oregon offense that has been really explosive almost all year. There was nobody that really held them in check other than kind of Indiana. Indiana was just also able to kind of outscore them a little bit. I see this one kind of being a good defensive battle, and this is one Oregon's the favorite, but I really think Texas Tech has a legit shot to win. I wouldn't be surprised if Oregon gets it done either, though.
Yeah, Oregon's the ability to spread the ball around is very important for them. So as good as Texas Tech's defense is, Oregon's played big boy ball in the trenches. The last couple years to the Big Ten, they've been pretty successful. I don't think Texas Tech is going to be able to throw anything at Oregon that they haven't seen already before. If you look back at the Oregon and Indiana game, that was just Mendoza making the throw, and there's a catch of the year at the end. That
was Penn State. You're thinking.
Oh,
Mendoza
you're right. You're right. Correct. I am. So
Indiana, that game though, Indiana versus
I do remember watching that one too.
Every 3rd and 4th down, it was 3rd and 1, it was 3rd and 2.
Correct.
Indiana was going to get it and kept Oregon off the field.
You know what the worst thing is now though? We're going to get Penn State fans in the comments, and then we're going to get Oregon fans in the comments now. We're going to be like, how could you mess that game up? Because I did. So what are you gonna do?
We watch a lot of college football. All right, we are Big Ten fans.
Yeah,
we are.
We are have a life. So, anyways,
we are the Sabo Standard Podcast.
Daggone it. So, it really comes down to, I think Oregon has a good, strong ability to distribute evenly, and that's going to be really hard for Texas Tech's defense to stop consistently all game long. I'm going to take Oregon by 7. touchdown.
Gotcha. So looking at Oregon's schedule this year, because I was thinking about like who's stunning their offense, and Iowa was the one that held them to 18 points. Oregon won 18-16 in Iowa. That game was very wet. It was a very, very wet game. It was November 8th, so I'm sure the weather was getting cold.
Yeah.
But Texas Tech's defense is better than Iowa's, and if Texas Tech can force turnovers and keep them under 21, I think Texas Tech wins. It's first to 24. Whoever gets if Oregon gets to 24, they win. If Texas Tech holds them to under 24, Texas Tech wins. Because I think Texas Tech, their offense is good enough; they'll be able to score on Oregon. It's just, can you outscore them by limiting them to? And I think Texas Tech has the defense to do it. With all that being said, I agree with you. I think Oregon is just too good for the Texas Tech defense. I think that they get to that 24-point mark. I think it's like 24-17, 24-20. But Oregon will win.
Experience matters.
Mm-hmm.
Oregon has had a lot of experience here in the last 10 years. And Texas Tech, this is their first dip into that. And so you're trying to go against Dan Lanning, who's a pretty good football coach, very well thought out and very he plans, he schemes very well. I just think he's too much for Texas Tech.
Dan Lanning is a really good coach. I agree. Dan Lanning is really good, and the experience not just for the team, but as a coach, like he's been there. He's been there with Bama. He's been there with Georgia now, and he's been there now with Oregon a few times, and he's won the big games. And he knows what it takes.
Yep. That matters. It matters.
Yep.
So, all right, next.
Obviously, we're gonna keep Ohio State last. So the next big one is Bama, Indiana, the granddaddy of them all, the Rose Bowl game in Pasadena. Indiana's a 7-point favorite. I was listening to something yesterday, or I saw a tweet about it. It's actually supposed to be kind of like 50 and cloudy, and chances of rain in Pasadena on January 1st, which for that game just doesn't happen often. It doesn't get wet, it doesn't get rainy. It's supposed to be a beautiful day, and so who does that affect more? Who does it hurt more? Honestly, probably. Bama's offense has been so pass heavy all year. Like this, a Bama leading rusher, 504 yards for the season.
Yeah.
504 yards for an Alabama running back. A team who under Nick Saban was always, and he evolved his offense a lot, but was always about having a dominant run game, a guy that can control the trenches, a great offensive line, and they don't have that anymore. They've been throwing the ball all season long. And they've had some wet games. They've had nights where the humidity's real high and it doesn't matter. Ty Simpson is throwing the ball. He's throwing the ball really well. Whereas Indiana's so balanced, and Mendoza obviously has played in some cold weather games, but Ty Simpson's thrown for 3,500 yards. Mendoza only 2,900, 2,980, so almost 3,000. But Ty Simpson 500 more yards, same amount of games at this point in time too. No, I guess Bama had just the one more game.
Do you remember when people were saying that Simpson was going to be like, oh, this guy's going to win the Heisman Trophy? Now, granted, that was all the ESPN morons who are like, the SEC is the greatest conference ever since Abraham Lincoln. And it's like, not that Abraham Lincoln ever played football. Did you know he was a boxer, though? Anyways, so, like,
he
the
never
thing
told
is...
a lie either.
I think that's what he said, but he's probably lying.
Or was that George Washington?
I don't know. George Washington, didn't he chop down a cherry tree?
That was, George
John
Washington.
Adams.
No.
Was it John Adams?
No, that was Washington. Then George Lincoln, or Abraham Lincoln. George Lincoln, he was a boxer.
George Lincoln, that's what it was.
George Lincoln was a boxer. Abraham Lincoln, he was the one that said 4 and 7 more.
John Quincy Lincoln. So the thing is, like, Alabama, you're right. They pass so much, but that's what DeBoer does. That's the kind of offenses that he had when he was in the Pac-12, and then Big Ten, etc. And that's the thing. It's all finesse, and I'm telling you what, man, Cignetti. It's so interesting to watch how the Big Ten has become like the good coaching. How the coaching has changed in the Big Ten over the last 10 years. And because it used to be like, oh, the SEC has all the great coaches, and there's like 2 schools, 3 schools in the Big Ten have good coaches. No, now the Big Ten's actually better. They have better coaches. And I agree. Now, even though I know their starting defensive lineman is out, I think Indiana's going to really rip into Simpson. I've watching him throw. He does not handle pressure all that well, and it's just they're going to be putting themselves in a position where they're going to have a heyday against that. And I think Indiana is going to win by 14. Indiana's going to be stoked about this. They have experience, man. I know Alabama does too, but Indiana, man, they are hungry. Like they want to prove that they belong. You know.
So here's the thing. You just said that they have experience, but we also talked about Oregon and Texas Tech, how Oregon has been there and they've done that over just as a program over the last 10 years. Dan Lanning as a coach.
Sure.
A lot of those guys were on that team last year that made it to the Rose Bowl and got absolutely whomped by Ohio State. At some capacity, I know Kalen DeBoer has made it to national championship. He's also 2 or 3 time national championship at the NAIA or Division whatever level. He's won championships. He's been there. He's done that. And within the name itself, Alabama has obviously done a lot of winning over the last 15 years, but also the last 100 years in the realm of college football. They've done a lot. The brand is important. The brand matters, and that's probably why the brand got in. I mean, that's part of the game.
Sure. Yeah.
Whereas Indiana is the losingest program in college football, and the big boy level all time. This is the best season they've ever had by far. First conference title in 50-something years. First time beating Ohio State in 30-something years. We talked about after that win, that was Indiana's biggest win in school history. That moment when they beat Ohio State and they were Big Ten champs was the biggest win in school history. Yeah. If they were to go win a Rose Bowl playoff game against the Alabama Crimson Tide, that would be the biggest win in school history. And they would follow that up within a semifinal game and a national championship. That would both be the biggest wins in school history. At some point in time, like you said, that experience matters. And all that points to, like, this is just, like, it's a moment going to be too big for Indiana, for Mendoza, for Signetti. Because last year, Signetti just had a moment that was too big for him. It was in Columbus, November, 20th or whatever day it was, November 19th.
Yeah.
It was too big for them. And then they go in the playoff and they lose to Notre Dame. A Notre Dame team that this year's Indiana team crushes that Notre Dame team last year. But obviously it's not. It's what he had last year. And they went in, the moment was too big. And they, from the very beginning, Notre Dame was just more physical, ran all over them, and Indiana really had no shot. The score at the end was a little bit closer than what the game was.
Yes.
All that says to pick Bama in this one. Does Indiana have enough experience, enough playmakers, enough guys? No.
Yeah, because everything you just said about Notre Dame last year, Alabama's the antithesis of this year.
Yes.
They're soft.
Yes.
Sorry.
But the thing is with all that, this is Indiana's biggest game in school history. Are they going to wake up for it?
Sure.
I think Kurt Signetti is going to have them woken up for it. I think they're going to come out. I think they're going to play fast. They're going to play physical. It's going to be a tough game. Bama's going to give them a good shot. Even Indiana can get up by 2 touchdowns, and Bama's not going to roll over. They did in versus Oklahoma. They came back. They beat Oklahoma. They're down 17-0. But at the end of the day, they're going to find a way to win. Indiana's going to find a way to win, and this is the biggest win in school history for them. And they're going to play in a semifinal game against Oregon or Texas Tech. I don't know if they win that game, but I know that I really think they win this one in a tough, hard-fought, good football game. This is going to be a fun football game. This is the best game of the weekend, obviously. But as Ohio State fans, we're going to cover that one last.
Yeah, I think there's Indiana has a lot of they have a chip on their shoulder.
Mm-hmm. As the number one team in the country, they have a chip on their shoulder, which is dangerous.
Yeah, and it's not like Tulane or JMU who had a chip on their shoulder. It's like, yeah, you have a chip on your shoulder, but you're still showing up to with a knife to a gunfight. Whereas Indiana, they still feel like they have a chip on their shoulder, right? And they have to prove that they can still play in the game, and they're clicking on all cylinders. Now, I am curious to see how Mendoza will handle this different kind of heat. And there's the Heisman curse and everything that's around that, and I understand that, but I bet you at halftime it'll probably be tied. In fact, I wouldn't be surprised if Alabama is up. But we're starting to get into the point of the season of all these games in both college and NFL where running the ball matters. Sexy spread only gets you so far. You got to be able to control the clock, run the ball, dig the trenches. At some point, that matters. That and defense will win games. Indiana has that.
Yep.
Simple.
All right. The one that matters to us the most, obviously, is Buckeye fans. The Cotton Bowl, third year in a row for the Cotton Bowl for Ohio State. New Year's Eve, 7:30 p.m. kickoff, which means the game is going to end at 2:30 in the morning on New Year's Day, because you know how college football games take absolutely forever.
Yes.
Miami, Ohio State. Ohio State is a 9.5-point favorite in this one. Carson Beck, who recently got interviewed by Desmond Howard. Did you get to see the interview?
No.
You be Desmond Howard, and I'll be Carson Beck. Ask me a question
I
about
think Ohio State's terrible. I have a Michigan tattoo on my rectum. I love Michigan. Heisman pose. I'm irrelevant. I'm just a talking head for you guys. What else am I supposed to do?
I'm Carson Beck, and I had a shoulder injury last year, and because of that, Georgia stopped believing in me, and I had to go to. And
Hey,
that showed how tough of a man I am, because I came back from an injury. I'm the first player ever to do that.
Hey, man, did you ever return a punt at the shoe? I don't think so. Heisman pose.
I don't know how to tie my own shoes, because I go to.
How many L's are in Lloyd?
You know how many L's it takes to make a U? 2 of them.
2 of them. Which one's an L? That's the Miami fans.
Take them,
It's all
put them
about
together.
the U.
All about the U.
I don't know which one's the left, so I'll just
I
you.
know. I know who you are going to pick to win this game. In all seriousness, Texas
You
Tech.
think Schellenberger's going to come out of his grave to this game?
No, he's more of an FAU fan as is. Or FIU.
FIU.
He's more of a. I associate Schellenberger with Louisville and FIU, not Miami. In all seriousness, the Texas A&M Miami game, that wasn't about Miami playing great defense. That was about 2 horrific offenses on a football field. Even if Miami's defense was good enough to contain Ohio State, which would have to get contained 2 games in a row, which good luck holding Ohio State's offense 2 games in a row. That means that Miami's offense would have to put up some points, and if they can't do that against that Texas A&M defense, they certainly can't do that against Ohio State's defense. And everybody wants to be like, this just feels like 2002 with a better team, thinks that they're just going to go in and whoop them and everything, and Miami's got nothing to lose and go out there. And sure, you're right. Maybe.
That's true.
Possibly.
Yeah.
But first off, that Miami team is one of the most stacked groups of talent to ever assemble a football team ever. Like, the 5th best running back on that team at that point in time went on to be an NFL running back. Like, that's how deep they were. Whereas on Ohio State in 2002, who was the best NFL player? Who was the most talented player that went on and had a great NFL career? A.J. Hawk, who was a true freshman. Playing.
A.J. Grant played for a little bit.
He did, but did C. Grant, was he a all-time, was he a lengthy, 9, 10, 11-year career guy? No, I mean,
You had Craig Krenzel.
Who went on and played in the Arena Football League, maybe? Like, even Chris Gamble wasn't a guy. Chris Gamble had a good career, not a great career. And so all I'm saying with that is, like, that was one.
Quarterback Scott McMullen. He was a senior. What a stud. Oh, you did have Chris Gamble.
Yes, Gamble had a good NFL career.
And Michael
Jenkins. I'm just saying in comparison to the amount of talent on that Miami team. And so
right.
That was one of, like, the biggest, like, that is like David and Goliath. That is the turning point to get Ohio State, like, without that win, Ohio State is not what it is now. And without that loss, like Miami is not what it is now. Ohio State broke Miami as a program, and Ohio State has elevated every year since then. We are one of the premier programs in the country for winning that championship, which we hadn't won since what, 75 or something like that. Like it had been so long.
It changed trajectory.
Yes. I just don't think that's a fair comparison. Like, this is Ohio State last year playing Tennessee. Like, Tennessee, good season. Yeah. Good season for you. But Miami, you're going to come in here, and I don't think it's going to be particularly close. Like, I think we texted during the game, the Miami game, and I said, whatever the spread is, take Ohio State and double it. Like,
correct.
If you said Ohio State wins by 20.5, I'm not surprised at all. I really think they're going to come out firing all cylinders. Ryan Day said he's going to call the offense.
Which makes me nervous, but keep going.
It doesn't make me nervous at all. I really think that it's going to be okay. I think Ryan Day, we're going to get Cocaine Day. Okay, I think Heartline, it's still going to be cohesive. Heartline's still going to have a say in things. It's just going to be Ryan Day's call on it. And I think because of that, Ryan Day's going to throw the ball deep to Jeremiah Smith a lot. They're going to take shots. They're going to spread the ball around to Ennis, to Carnell Tate. I think that Bo Jackson is going to touch the ball a lot. And I think they all have something to prove. The Bolitnikoff winner not getting the award, being the best receiver in the conference, and losing the Bolitnikoff to a player in the conference. Julian Sain, who, sure, you could give Mendoza the Heisman. They won the game head-to-head. For Sain to finish fourth in the Heisman voting, it's disrespect to all of them. It's so much disrespect every single year. For Ryan Day to not get a single vote for Coach of the Year, he lost, 15 players from a national championship team and had his team go 12-0. Not a single vote for Coach of the Year. All those things matter. Like, Matt Patricia should be the Royals Award, the assistant coach of the year. Like, there's so many things that Ohio State just gets snubbed on, and I think that it doesn't matter to them, but it does matter. It matters enough to say, like, take all that stuff. You know what matters to us is getting a second national championship back-to-back, and they are on an absolute mission for right now. Last year we lost to Michigan in the playoff game, or right before the playoffs. We go and we have a dominant four-game run. We all thought maybe Texas A&M beat SEC twice. The fact that we get Miami, it's not going to be particularly close at all, and I think that Ohio State is they're going to whoop them. They're going to pull the belt out, and they're just going to show those Miami Hurricanes, hey, this is 2002 all over again, except this time we're Big Daddy, and I'm going to show you who the little boy is. I'm Adrian Peterson now, son.
Maybe too far on that. Might want to edit that one out. So here's the thing.
Nobody listens. It doesn't matter.
Here's the thing. There is a degree of me that does have worry, because Miami's defense is capable of stymieing OSU's offense. Now, I don't think Miami's offense can get through Ohio State's defense, but they do have athletes in some areas, and they can run the ball somewhat effectively. Carson Beck poops his pants whenever there's pressure. Again, I think the big thing for me is, which Ryan Day are we going to get? Are we going to get the, leave it to Beaver, like little Beaver Cleaver, Ryan Day, where he's like, well, I think that maybe we should throw the ball. Maybe we should run the ball. And then doing it at the worst times in the most inopportune areas. And there's a reason why, let's just be honest, after that Michigan game last year, a lot of people, including yours truly, were like, maybe he's just not for this job. Maybe it's time for a change. Maybe, just maybe, it's time. But it took a little bit of hard looking in, and of course the meeting, everyone knows about that. I don't know if they had a meeting after the Indiana game. Maybe that's part of what came out of all this, was that Ryan Day's like, Mr. Hartline, you're already 1 foot in and 1 foot out. Just go, dude. Just go. And if you want to just stick around as an advisor, cool. Be a consultant. But clearly your heart and your mind's not in this. It's not a knock on him. He's done a great job for us.
Which I don't blame him.
Yeah, I don't either. But then don't give him that responsibility. But I've seen Ryan Day type offenses in years past in big games clam, and it's like, oh, and that's the reservation I have. Do I think he'll burn us in Miami? No. I think it's going to burn us against Georgia.
That's a different conversation, a different day.
It is a different conversation. Let's worry about that when it gets there.
Yeah, and that will be a fun game. And to me, that's a pseudo national championship based on just who's going to be Indiana. But here's the thing about Ryan Day. Ryan Day rights his wrongs. When he messes up on something, he doesn't repeat that same mistake, and he doesn't repeat that same mistake not just like for the rest of the season, in general. When he has a bad defensive coordinator, he fires him. He goes and gets somebody different. When the mindset was that we run the ball too much, that we're not aggressive enough with the pass game, he corrected that, and he realized that like against Michigan, the team that had the most rushing yards wins because the team that has the most rushing yards is the team that's up, and we ground and pounded you in the second half, and we won the rushing battle because we were simply better than you. Versus Indiana, the problem was that we had 4 tight ends on the field too much. We had too many tight ends when we have guys like Jeremiah Smith, Carnell Tate, Brandon Ennis, Smiling Graham, some really, really good receivers, young guys that should be on the field more than some of those tight ends were.
Right.
I just don't think that we're going to see 14 personnel again, 13 personnel often. Like, when the timing is right and you need it, sure, but on 1st and 10 within the 20-yard line, we're not going to see it. On 2nd and 5, we're still not going to see it. If it's 4th and 1, I just still don't even want to see it unless we're gonna hand it all to Bo Jackson because we're not gonna see Julian Sain sneak
or put Lincoln Kienholz in.
Yes, but that's what I'm saying. Like I don't think we're gonna see Julian Sain quarterback sneak a single time because it's right is wrong.
We shouldn't.
He realized that it doesn't
Why
work.
on earth would we? We should never. That's like that. Why on earth would you ever run with Julian Sain?
Okay, but all I'm saying is that
stupid.
it happened, and so it's not gonna happen again. I believe that it's not gonna happen again. I think that Ryan Day's good enough coach to get right or wrongs. If we lose, it's because somebody's simply better than us. And I don't think Miami's that team.
Did you think that after the second time he lost to Michigan? Or the third? Or maybe the fourth? I guess my thing is Ryan Day he's had a past history of during some big games, he's had some clamming. And I don't think that'll hurt him with Miami, but I can see that hurting. I'm interested to see how he calls the game. I'm just interested. I would not be surprised if it gets conservative or vanilla. Did you see the thing where the Miami fans were like, yeah, we had a vanilla offense running the whole game against Texas A&M. I'm like, you have vanilla nothing. Like, you guys just suck. That's just period. That was bad.
And again, we're not going to know those answers until Georgia because we're going to win this game. I would be shocked. I would be absolutely shocked if Ohio State loses this one. I will literally be floored.
Are you going to make a bet if Ohio State loses? Are you going to like shove a 5-layer burrito up your anus like that guy, or eat the cup of dog crap or whatever?
If Miami wins, every Miami fan that comments on this TikTok, because this is going to be a clip. I'm making this right now. If Miami wins. Okay, every single fan that talks whatever crap they want on this clip right here, this TikTok one right here, if you're a Miami fan, you comment. I will reply to every single one of you with your own personal apology of me saying Miami's awful, with a dissertation of why Miami's the greatest team ever, and you should have won the 2002 national championship. I will say all those things for you. That will come a single reply to every single one that comments.
No pass interference, huh?
No pass interference. Those words will come out of my mouth to all of you. Real quick, you talked about the 4 Michigan losses. Okay.
Yeah.
First off, the very first one, Ohio State was going to win forever. We weren't going to win 30 times in a row like we did versus Miami. Michigan was due for one. They canceled the COVID year. They had a really good team that year. Aiden Hutchinson had had the game of his life against Ohio State. Had like 4 sacks, and they ran the ball all over us. It was Michigan. It just felt like it was due time. And C.J. Stroud didn't play great. The play calling wasn't the best, but it's not like the play calling was like, what are we doing? This is the worst play calling ever. It just wasn't great. The offensive game plan wasn't great. The defense certainly wasn't good that year. That was the Kerry Coombs year. So then he fires Kerry Coombs. We bring in Jim Knowles. And we gave up a lot of points. They scored 2 75-yard rushing touchdowns in the fourth quarter that sealed it for them. That was also like the midst of the cheating scandal. That was like when Michigan was at the most with it. They're changing the play and they're all pointing to the sky. Like they're whatever BS that we want to say was or wasn't going on at the time. Like there was something fishy going on with that game. We all know it. They all know it. It is what it is. But Jim Knowles the excuse was Jim Knowles needs 2 years to get his defense in. Like Tanner McAllister was playing safety for us, and Tanner McAllister should have never been in Ohio State. and it is what it is. Then the next year, it really was. I don't want to put the loss on Kyle McCord, but that loss is on Kyle McCord. Like he single-handedly was just so bad that game. There was nothing that he did execution-wise. The offensive line was really bad, but again, like the play calling, there was nothing like this is the reason that we lost. It was just a poorly executed game. And if somebody's gonna beat us, I want them to be better than us, and they were. They were. Then last year obviously happened, and we lost the game by poor play calling, poor execution. Ryan Day trying to establish a run. And that's where I'm saying he wrote those wrongs. When the reason we lost was this, and we can clearly see it. Versus Indiana, the reason we lost was this, and we clearly saw it. Versus Oregon, the reason was this, and we clearly saw it. Every single time, Ryan Day has responded.
Okay. I also think a thing that's going to make a difference is fielding. I'm worried about his kicking, his headspace. He does not kick well under pressure. And I mean, you can't do anything about it right now at this point in the season.
No, they have another kicker. They brought that kid in from Ball State last year, which is like,
yeah.
So I'm sure there's been competition. If Fielding's out there,
sure.
It's because that Ball State kid is awful. But here's the thing. Fielding sucked in the regular season last year. The playoffs came and he didn't miss a kick in the playoffs. Now, there was no big high-pressure moments, but there's not going to be no high-pressure moments this game. So go kick 2 field goals later on in the game. Let him see him go through. And Georgia, again, do the same thing. Early on, if we had to settle for a field goal to see it go in, if you miss it, no more. I don't care. We go for 2 every single time. Do it. I don't care.
Yeah, and I think that's – so I'm interested to see how he makes a play call. And I know that Ohio State's relatively healthy going in. Tegra Shabola, offensive lineman, he's the only guy out from what I understand. So they're going into it pretty healthy, which is good. And hopefully they come out of it healthy and anticipating probably a slobber knocker against Georgia. So
yeah.
I think everyone's waiting to see which Ohio State offense takes the field. And you're right. If they come out guns blazing, then people are like, oh, crap, this is going to be really tough. But if they come out and they win 21-17 against Miami and it's, oh, we got to run the play. Gee, Wally, should I run the ball again? Then I think Georgia's going to be sitting there licking their chops. They might get so excited, they might send not 2, not 3, but 4 players to steal a car and drive fast and get pulled over. They might get really excited.
Let's go. Bulldogs can do no wrong.
Dogs.
I do love that commercial, that Allstate commercial.
It is pretty funny. Funny.
When I see a good commercial, I know it. And that's one. Go Dogs.
Hey, what about... yeah. Yes. Anyways, other bowl games. Tennessee and Illinois, that's on Tuesday. Who you got and why?
I said I was going to have these ready, and I did it, and you did. God, you did.
I got it, man. That's why I'm here, man.
Tennessee, Illinois was a good story at the beginning, and they really just kind of fell off at the end. There wasn't a lot there. There's nothing there that makes me think, like, yeah, they can go in and beat a Tennessee team who I really like, Joey Aguilar. And I know, like, at the end of the day, they didn't do anything impressive this year either. They lost to all the teams that they should have lost to. They beat the teams that they should have beat. But I like Tennessee in that one. Obviously, I'm rooting for Illinois. Like, I root for every Big Ten team in the bowl games other than Michigan.
If Brett Bielema were to grow Lovie Smith's large, illustrious white Santa beard, he would still lose. Tennessee by 10. All right, TCU and USC.
Give me USC. USC, if they just won one more game that they beat Notre Dame, then obviously Notre Dame's not even in, and they're in, or they beat Oregon. Like, USC would have been that team that's in. I like USC. I've liked USC all year. I like Jane Mayava a lot. It's 6.5. I think that they cover it, and the over under 55.5. I like a lot of points in that one.
I watched TCU a time or two this year. I know once for sure. It was later in the season. Not impressed with their defense. I think USC is going to have a heyday with that. I can see them winning by a couple touchdowns, double digits anyway. Wednesday, Iowa and Vanderbilt.
This is fun, because Pavia is going to go out there and show why he should have had the Heisman. Iowa's going to go out there and play really good defense like they want to. This is going to be at Brian Hartline's New home, Raymond James Stadium. Vandy -4. I think that they end up winning. I think they kind of end up winning by like 14. I think Pavi is really good. He's a loser. He's a clown. The way he acted at the Heisman ceremony and everything afterwards, like, I'm glad he didn't win it for those reasons. But I think their offense is really good, and I think he's gonna. I think they're gonna put up a lot of points. Over under is 46.5. Like, is it? I think it's under. I don't know. It's gonna end up being like 28-7.
Johnny Football Jr. is going to get a smacking. Iowa, their defense, he's not seen a defense like that. I don't think that they played this year. Now, on the converse of that, Iowa's offense is still, it's better than it's been, but I'm hoping that he gets smacked around, and I think his draft stock is already kind of slipping, but I think after this game, I hope it slips even more. And I think Iowa by 3.
He's fallen himself right into the Cleveland Browns, buddy.
Oh, boy. Yeah.
Let's put him more together, the same team, and see. They'll bring out the best in each other.
Now, I will say, just as a side part here, Pop-Tarts Bowl is the greatest thing ever.
Oh my God. Make that a playoff game. I don't need the Orange Bowl.
Yes.
I don't need the Cotton Bowl. I need the Pop-Tarts Bowl.
I need the Pop-Tarts Bowl.
Oregon and Texas Tech in the Pop-Tarts Bowl? Oh my God.
Why is that not happening? How come that is not happening?
Here's the thing that I saw. If you're gonna make your bowl your playoff games prestigious, it is what it is. Every other bowl game after that should do what the Pop-Tarts Bowl did. Not Snoop Dogg catching kickoff returns. Okay?
Yeah, it's all that.
But the rest of them, like, that needs to be the one. Like, that was fun, and it needs to stay fun.
Yeah. Dude, listen. I know this sounds sacrilege, but I'd be okay if Ohio State lost 3 games and went to the Pop-Tart Bowl.
I wouldn't.
Say what you want. You mean to tell me you would not want to see Julian Sand eating a big old honking Pop-Tart that falls out of a toaster?
If next year we lose 3 games, Julian Saint's not playing the Pop-Tart Bowl. It'll be Tavion St. Clair playing it. Jeremiah Smith will not be in the Pop-Tart Bowl.
Will not be.
Right?
That's true. Yeah, you're right.
If we lose 3 games, everybody's going to be calling for Ryan Day.
Okay, all right. So maybe we're not. That's not what I want. But I still really love the game. Anyways, and I really love the Disappoint Bowl that took place between Clemson and Penn State. But we get Disappoint Bowl 2.0, Michigan and Texas.
Though we couldn't be at Ohio State Bowl.
Yep, there you go.
Though we lost to the Buckeye Bowl.
Michigan or Texas? What do you think?
Texas is -7.5. I think Texas is the better team. I think Rich Manning's the better team, or the better quarterback. I think they have the more talent. I think they have more talent. I think they are better in every single aspect of the game of football. I thought Alabama was better than them last year in the bowl game that they met in also, and Michigan went out there and they won that one and shocked me, shocked Bama, shocked Jalen Milroe, shocked Kalen DeBoer. I think Michigan keeps it close. 7.5 is a lot, and I think that Texas wins, but it's really, really, really close. And a Michigan one, I would not be surprised. This is a really fun game, and my eyes are going to be on it all day. On that's the one at noon, or it's 3:00 leading into the Ohio State game. That's going to be on my TV. I'm going to be eating taquitos at that time probably. And
taquitos.
Speaking of Michigan, real quick, I as an Ohio State fan, I hate the Kyle Whittingham hire because it's such a good hire for Michigan. It is such a step up from Sharon Moore. It is such a step up in not just the character. That's great, like great for them. The coach, what Kyle Whittingham did at Utah for so many years. There was a reason that he's been the only coach to be there since Urban Meyer. He is a good coach who's built a program, who recruits really well, who gets guys to play football the way Michigan wants people to play football.
Correct.
He's a culture setter. He's going to do the right thing. This is the hire that puts Michigan. It gets away from the scandals, gets away from all the bull crap that they've been associated with the last 5 years. That stuff's not going to happen under him. And you have to hope that after he's done, they hire some clown for Michigan to continue to be clowns, because he's going to build a respectful program, and they're going to be good over the next 5 years.
And I think he's gonna clean house a lot. He'll probably keep Biff Tits McGlure or whoever that dude is.
Gary Coombs.
No. Yeah,
No, Biff,
maybe
yeah, Biff Pote, yeah,
Biff.
and, yeah,
I call him Biff Tits
yeah,
because he's Biff and he has. Anyways, so that's not the point. But the no one's watching this, right? So
yeah.
the
Nobody
thing is,
watches.
but the thing is, like, yeah, it was. I think that was a great hire. The problem is, he's what 65, something like that. So
Yeah,
you're only getting.
he's old.
But that 5 years can change the trajectory and the culture in a positive way, and that's what they need right now.
Yeah.
On their half. Nebraska and Utah. By the way, Texas by 3. Nebraska, Utah.
This is one, like, this is the opposite. Like, Michigan's got a lot of momentum going for them, and that's why I thought that they're going to compete well, play well with them, because there's just good things going into that program with hiring him. I know he's obviously not coaching, but it's a great hire right before the bowl game when everything was so low. It's a rise up for them. For Utah, I know that he was already on his way out. He was going to coach this game, but they had the guy in line. But I just think that not having him there on that game and that day, Utah's minus 14. Nebraska's not very good. They have a good coach, Matt Rule, but they don't have talent.
And Rayola's not there.
Yep. And I think Utah wins, but Utah does not win by 14. That is a very close, low-scoring game. That is first to 17. Like, that is
17 to 10. I was going to say 17
the over-under is
10.
50 and a half. Like, if you take the over, you are out of your mind.
Yeah, no way. I was going to say 17-10 Utah. And once they do that, they will marry another woman and have 6 wives. By the way, are we just avoiding the elephant in the room? What's with your Steelers? Pooped their pants today? You called that.
Oh, I know I called it. It's a Mike Tomlin special. First off, we let Shador Sanders look like Dan Marino in the first half, and then the second half, Aaron Rodgers looked like he was playing for the Jets again. They had no receivers. Marquez Valdez-Scantling was their number
DK
one option.
Metcalf
Adam
was
Thielen.
out. Yeah.
Darnell Washington broke his arm in the first quarter, and they didn't utilize Gainwell and Jaylen Warren as much as I thought they would in the past game. I knew it was going to happen.
They're worried about Myles Garrett. You could tell.
No, Myles Garrett's
man.
the biggest clown ever. They're not worried about. They're not trying to just prevent you from getting the sack record. They're trying to prevent you from making sacks because you're a good player and you can. And Aaron Rodgers gets the ball out quick, whether he's playing Myles Garrett or not. They don't care about the sack record. You're a clown if you think that they're more focused on not giving me the sack record. No, they're focused on stopping you because you're a good player. He's a clown.
You're forgetting that I'm a Packers fan and I've watched Aaron Rodgers for half of my life now. And
I know you're a Packers fan. So
I'm telling you, Aaron Rodgers does not want to be that guy that he gets the record broken because he got sacked. That's just the kind of guy he is.
But all season,
which is not bad.
I'm just saying all season long. He's got the ball out quick all season long, and it's not just Aaron Rodgers. It is the whatever the OC's name is, our clown of an OC right now, Arthur Smith offense is to get these balls out quick to the running backs, to the quick outs to the receivers, the tight ends, which is what we did all game long. We couldn't. There was no run game, and it was. I also think I think Pittsburgh kind of got screwed on. There was a roughing the passer call on Cam Hayward.
Yeah.
That was like as he's hitting him, he's
sketchy.
already. You could. It's one of those ones. It's such a close call,
Homer.
and they're going to give it to the offense. It was just, and the play at the end, like, my buddy said that was an uncatchable ball. I think that if Denzel Ward turns his head, it's a great no call. But he didn't, and because of that, he's on him enough to where MVZ couldn't get up and get it.
Yeah, and Rodgers was clamming for a call there.
Yeah, but Gainwell was also open on a slant inside from the running back position that he didn't see. It is what it is. Next week, Derrick Henry's going to rush for 200 yards probably. We're going to be up 17-10 with like 2 minutes left to go. They're going to drive down. They're going to score. They're going to go for 2, and they're not going to get it. And we're going to win 17-16. We're going to go host the Buffalo Bills and lose by 3 touchdowns. Or we lose next week, and it doesn't matter. Like at this point in time, it doesn't matter to me. I knew it was going to happen. Mike Tomlin got his 9 wins. Congratulations, buddy. Hey, he got his 9. It's 9-8 this year. Not whatever it's going to be.
Yeah, I don't know. I think.
Thanks.
You got to remember, Cleveland does have a good defense. They just do.
They do. Yeah, great.
They do have a good defense.
10 points. Boswell has missed 2 kicks the last 2 weeks.
Yeah. So, all right. But we kind of talked a little bit about, you mentioned about some of the NFL playoff picture. Panthers Bucks play next week, and Pittsburgh obviously plays against Baltimore, aka the old Browns. Those are those are two play-in games effectively to get to the playoffs. Broncos look like they were probably going to have the AFC one, and Seattle, of course, the NFC one.
Yep.
It's Denver. That's a tough place to play. That's a big home field advantage for them. I think it's going to show up, improve. The Patriots. I remember when we were talking about Ryan Day getting canned, and let's get Mike Vrabel in here. Dude, that guy's such a stud. And Drake May, something was put in the water with the draft picks, and then May's development. Like, what? Unbelievable.
Vrabel is unbelievable, man. Vrabel's such a good coach.
Unbelievable.
Mm-hmm. I don't know who's coming out of the AFC. I really don't. I think the NFC is going to be the Rams. There's a lot of good teams in the NFC. I think the Rams are the best team in the NFC. But if the Bears did it, I honestly wouldn't be shocked at this point. I think Ben Johnson's unbelievable. If Seattle did it, I would be shocked because of Sam Darnold. But Seattle's really good all the way around. There's a lot of good teams, and the AFC it's the same. Like, I can see the Bills doing it. I can see the Bills winning 3 games on the road. I can see Denver's defense getting them there. I can see New England putting them enough points every single week. Once the playoff picture set next week, we'll break down the playoffs too next week's episode.
Yeah.
Before we get to Camdog's conversation, I do have one thing NFL wise. Did you have something more? I'm sorry.
Oh, no. I'm just excited for Camdog's conversation piece.
Okay. Before we get there, I texted you. I said that I want to have a big boy rant. Okay. I've hit the age of my life. I am old enough now to realize that my entire existence of college football overtime versus NFL overtime, it's changed. I've always been a college football overtime guy, and I've always been anti-NFL overtime. Now, both those rules have changed over the past 5 years to make it me to this point. I used to love college football overtime. Like Texas A&M and LSU, when they went to 7 overtimes, it was true overtime where you start at the ball at 25 and you score and then you switch. If you're on offense first round, and that was great. And then they made it after the second overtime being the 2-point conversion, and that has completely ruined it. You had 9 overtimes, Georgia Tech a few years ago. That's not 9 overtimes. That is 7 2-point conversion tries. It is the biggest joke. It is not real football, and it's stupid, and it's dumb, and it's awful.
And the NFL, mind you, their cry was, "Well, these are just amateur athletes." No, they're not. They're pros now. Put them on the daggone field and make them play football.
And like they care about keeping them off, but you're making them play 16 games if they make it to the national championship. You don't care about any of that crap. You care about whatever optics, and it's a joke, and it's not real football, and it is a clown show of an overtime rule. The first overtime, great. The second overtime, you can't even kick a PAT in the second overtime. You have to go for 2, and then the 2-point conversions. The NFL has wrote the wrongs. I always hated that a team got the ball and they kicked a field goal and they won. Then it became both teams have, if you kick a field goal and you make it, the other team gets an opportunity.
Right.
And then at that point, any score would win. A field goal means that any score after that would win. Then it became the playoffs was touchdown on the first drive, then the other team gets a response. And now that's for the regular season. And because of that, we got Seattle and the Rams playoff or game 2 weeks ago where it was an opportunity for Seattle to score the second time. They get the ball second, they score, and then they go for 2 to win it. Whereas they would just kick the field goal, it would have been, or the PAT would have been whoever scored after that. That is real football. Like, that is football. Then it's real football still in overtime, and not some gimmicky bull crap. And at least the 25-yard line rule in college football was real football from the 25 in. Whatever. Each team got equal opportunity, fair opportunity. It was cool. It was fun. When you make it the 2-point conversion bullcrap, it's not real football, and I hate it. It is not fun. If Ohio State ever lost a big game from some stupid 2-point conversion play that they didn't practice, and the other team, that's all they do is stupid 2-point conversion bullcrap, like, that's not losing because of real football. That's losing because of bullcrap gimmicks, and I hate it. It's so stupid. Whereas if you lose with real NFL overtime rules, at least you had your opportunity to score and you did it. And I've grown up enough now. I'm mature enough. I'm old enough. I'm a man enough to realize that all that time of being immature about college football overtime is better than NFL overtime is over. when I first did this podcast years ago, I literally had an episode that was like NFL overtime sucks. ... College football overtime is the best. That needs to get deleted and scrubbed from the internet forever because it is just awful. It's an awful take.
How does this make you feel, Taylor?
I'm better now that I got off my chest. I've been waiting 2 days to rant about it.
And what decisions can you make from here on that will make your life better?
Every time I talk about overtime, making sure I let everybody know that college football overtime sucks.
Very good. Are you ready for my conversation piece?
Camdog's conversation.
And by the way, I agree with everything you said.
Thank you.
Okay. All right. Best and worst side dish for a steak dinner. Best and worst side dish.
Okay. This is tough. The baked
Best and
potato
worst.
is an easy option. You load up the baked potato with whatever you want. Sometimes you get a little bit of extra steak. You cut it off. You put it inside the baked potato. Some cheese.
Whoa. It's like a sexual deviancy kind of thing.
Yeah,
like
you never had too big of a steak to where you cut a little bit off. You throw it in a baked potato with cheese, sour cream, the butter.
I was raised Amish.
Yeah, you put a little bit of extra pepper, maybe some extra
Wow.
The baked potato is an easy option. Okay.
Yeah.
The French fry is a good option.
A loaded potato, mind you.
A loaded baked potato. The French fry is a great option. A French fry with my steak, I love too. But I tell you what, there's just something about some mac and cheese, some really creamy, good mac and cheese. That I'm a mac and cheese for Thanksgiving type of guy. Mac and cheese with my steak. The steak juice gets into the noodles mixed with the cheese sauce. That is just so good. And so baked potato, when you go to a restaurant, but at home, I'm making it how I want to. I'm going the mac and cheese. The worst is Brussels sprouts, okay? Because Brussels sprouts are the worst vegetable on the planet. You give me a steak, a perfectly cooked ribeye that's just ready to ooze the juice as soon as I cut it, and I got Brussels sprouts right there next to it. Doesn't matter how it's cooked. You give me and I love lettuce. I love a good head of lettuce. Give me a wedge salad any day. You give me those mini heads of lettuce that don't taste like lettuce at all, that just reek of poor decisions and grown by probably the Amish.
It tastes like a giant skin tag off an alligator.
It tastes like if I went outside and my dog was in the rain for 2 hours, and my dog is a female, but if she had balls, I ate dog balls. That's what a Brussels sprout probably tastes like.
Anyway, so dry baked potatoes, and I've been served dry baked potatoes. They're awful. They're atrocious. I wish I regret it. I wish I would have gotten fries. But to me, people love asparagus. And I don't know why they love asparagus. It's like a giant match of a plant, and it makes your pee smell, and it's like a giant green bean of. It's like a plant penis. I don't know. It's awful. It's gross. It's disgusting. Why do people like asparagus? I don't know, but it's disgusting.
My wife likes asparagus, and so I agree. When you have it, I'm not a big fan. Now, the only time it is okay is if you bake it and you bake it up to where it's crispy. The problem with asparagus is nine times out of 10 when you eat it, it's slimy, and you take a bite of it and it wants to slide down your throat. If you bake it long enough, it gets crunchy. You put some Parmesan cheese on it before you put it in the oven. That crunches it. It gives it a nice crust. That's the only. It's tolerable. It's not good. It's tolerable. And it would be at the bottom of my list too. The only thing worse than asparagus was Brussels sprouts, and that's why I had to put it there.
Brussels sprouts. My wife makes Brussels sprouts very well. She puts a lot of garlic stuff and all that junk on there. If you put a lot of that stuff on anything, you could put on a giant cat turd. They can taste good still. That doesn't mean it is good.
You could come. I got 5 cats here. You can come try the cat turd.
Listen, I've got a cat here right now, Macy's cat. So, anyways, definitely mac and cheese, though. Definitely mac and cheese. And here's you ready? I am going to make someone's life instantly better. You ready? If you get steak fries, do not put ketchup on them. What are you, 5? A1 sauce.
Here's the problem. This is
Don't
where
even
you're
think
wrong.
about it.
Okay, steak fries aren't even the best. Steak fries aren't even top 5 potato.
No. Listen, I'm not saying I like steak fries, but the steak fries are often given with steaks. That's what most places do.
I know, but I don't need it. Like I don't want. That's why I probably didn't go the French fry. If you give me like the thin with well seasoned fries or curly fries or tater tots, loaded tater tots with my steak, if that was the norm, I'd probably put those at number 1. But the steak fry is the worst French fry.
I'm not disagreeing with you, but they are still the most
That's why
frequently
fries take
served.
number 1 for. I agree.
But steak fries are often it's in the name, dummy. So
I know you gotta put pepper and salt on them.
Yeah, and garlic salt. It'll taste good, just like the Brussels sprouts and the asparagus. But anyways, I'm telling you, A1 sauce, your life will be changed. You're welcome. Namaste.
I'm gonna really upset you with this. I'm not
Go
a big
ahead.
A1 guy. I'm a ketchup on a steak type of guy, and I'm not a big like ketchup on everything. Like I like ketchup on a burger, but like maybe like I don't put ketchup on a lot of things. I put ketchup on my burgers and that's it. But ketchup on a steak it's so much better than steak sauce.
All right, we have to end.
Hey, before we go, I just want to bring up the shirt one more time. Okay, Dayman, fighter of the night man, champion of the sun. I'm a master at
Ketchup
karate.
on a steak?
You're ruining the vibe of the shirt. Okay, this is
Are you
the
three?
greatest shirt I've ever got. Okay, Dayman, fighter of the night man, champion of the sun. I'm a master of karate and friendship for everyone. Oh.
And you like ketchup on your steak?
Mm-hmm. Hey, all you people, if you've made it this far, when you're done, get off, go to Hulu. It's Always Sunny in Philadelphia. The Nightman Cometh. It's the greatest episode of television history. If television history, it's the greatest episode ever created of any comedy show. It is a great episode. It's one of the greatest shows ever made.
Ketchup
and
on
that
steak.
Dayman, fighter of the Nightman. Okay, I'm Dayman. You are Nightman.
Why? Why?
It's good. Hey, anything else for the good of the order?
No. There's
Okay.
nothing we can do to reconcile this for today. We need to end it.
Okay. Go Bucks. Go
That's right.
Hoosiers. Go Ducks.
And go people that
Rebels.
don't put ketchup on their steak.
It's all about the you. The you.
Which
It's all-
one's the L? You.
Hey, I did say last week we were going to close this episode with something a little different.
Oh?
If your girl only know she was skinned by the
Ketchup on the steak?
7th floor crew, baby.
Oh. Sorry. I'm not that into country music.
Yeah. All right, Jamal. Hit it.
Because if you go piss like a puppy, stay on the porch and let the big dogs eat.